Hey guys, and welcome to my morning basket homeschool video. So I am so excited to share with you guys everything that is in my morning basket. This is honestly my favorite part of our homeschool, is our morning time together as a family above all other subjects. And I love curriculum, you guys. I love curriculum. I am trying to become more minimal. Been talking about that a lot lately, but I do love curriculum, but I realize how it can kind of become, it can go the opposite way and become like chains on you that you're chained to. So I don't want that. I'm trying to be more minimal, but I do love curriculum and I'm so fascinated by that. I love teaching my kids, but my number one thing is this just compiled morning basket, and our morning time that we have together as a family is just the best part of our homeschool day by far. So I am so excited to share this with you guys. If you are new here, hello, my name is Madison. I'm a mom of 4 kids, 3 boys and 1 baby girl. My oldest is 14, he'll be 15 in September, which is crazy. And then my second oldest is 6, and then 4, and then almost 2 next month in September is our baby girl. So we have a lot of little ones and a teenager entering high school. So very interesting. So when you have that kind of like big age gap, you would think it would be impossible to combine them, but no, not in homeschooling. My big reason for homeschooling is bringing our family together and spending as much time as we can during these precious short years that they are home. So, it just makes me cry thinking of how fast it goes with my oldest going into 9th grade now, which is just crazy to me. I feel like he's like a ticking time bomb, and there's so much I still want to teach him and so much I still want to do with him. And so I just love that we homeschool and we can spend time together. So this morning basket is for all of us. We all do it together, even with, such young ones and older ones. We make it work. So how we make it work, you may wonder. I just want to address that really quickly. How is this even possible with all these little ones and everything? So the biggest thing that makes it work is 2 things. One, I need to wake up before the kids, like an hour before the kids, and get everything ready. Get breakfast cooked and ready to go, feed myself, get myself going for the day, dressed in my comfy workout type clothes I like to wear, ready to go for the day for me, and breakfast on the table. Then I go and get the kids. They get dressed for the day, and then I change the baby's diaper, get her in her high chair with her food and her milk and everything, and then we get started on our morning basket right then and there. My oldest lets the dog out, so we have some things we have to do, but for the most part, pretty quickly after they wake up, do a few things to get ready. The breakfast is already on the table. We all sit down together and we get started on our morning basket. And since the little ones are busy eating, they're more willing to sit and listen. And we kind of cater to the little ones at the beginning because we have their attention. And then I do some more of older stuff with the older ones when the little ones might decide to go off and play and do their own thing, which I'm fine with them doing. So in this basket right here, we are continuing these 2 things I will pull out first. So poetry is something that I'm super passionate about. I absolutely love poetry and nursery rhymes and just all that kind of stuff. Some people I think find nursery rhymes weird. I love them because to me they're like poetry. I don't know if I'm right about that, but it just seems like poetry to me. And I've always been a big poetry fan. As a kid, I wrote poetry, I love it. So, from our Sunlight curriculums, I have pulled these and we use them together as a family. I do have a Sunlight video of Sunlight J, which is what my oldest is doing, and Sunlight T, which is what my 2 younger ones are doing. So, if you want to check out those videos on our Sunlight subjects, check those out, but they're very in-depth. But this is one thing that's in the level J from Sunlight that we got that I absolutely love. So this is the Book of Nature Poetry, more than 200 poems with photographs that float, zoom, and bloom. So this is so cool. It's beautiful. It's actual photographs. I showed in my family subjects that we're doing weather and water from The Good and the Beautiful, and in their book pack, it's like nature, or it's weather art. And so I think that's cool because this is like weather actual photographs. So we get to see both and maybe compare the differences when we're on that science unit. So anyway, but look how beautiful the pages are on this. This is for haiku. And so it has these beautiful actual photographs of nature and weather. And sometimes I will have them memorized. Like my oldest chose this one because it was short. But the clownfish is not an enemy of anemone. In fact, it is anemone's maid, for which anemone stings its enemies, and that's how friends are made. So isn't that beautiful? And it's such a fun poem. And then there's like, so that's why we have that one marked, because that was one he was memorizing. Look how beautiful that is. So we will just usually read like a page a day, or we might, butterfly tree, or we might decide to memorize a poem that day or work on a poem for like a week. So there's like seasons. That's beautiful. Here is a poem of love and hope. So we haven't read that one yet because it's so far back in the book, but it looks beautiful, and I love the name of that. I so liked spring. So we kind of bounce around, but we have mostly started like from the beginning. There's even, let's see, so in the sea, there's seasons. Then there's like catastrophes or something like that. The wonders of nature. So like lightning and hurricanes and stuff. Just all kinds of beautiful pictures and beautiful poems. So this was in a basically 8th grade or high school level curriculum, but all of my kids love looking at the pictures and hearing these poems. So it's by National Geographic. So good. So we will read that. And then also we have Mother Goose. So this is from Sunlight Level T, and I have a couple things marked in here. This I really like from this book. It's the alphabet. So I will pull this out, and usually Jack wants to sit in my lap at this point. So that's fun for him to get to sit in Mom's lap. And then I will have him point to each letter as we read it. So I used to have, like in my morning time with my 6-year-old when he was little, still learning his letters and the alphabet and everything, I had this huge poster board with the alphabet on it and numbers up to 20 and the calendar and all that. Ever since Jack, my 4-year-old, came along, and then our next baby, like the little toddlers, they just tear it down. The poster doesn't work. It just is not, logistically doesn't work for like toddlers being around. But this is just a book. So you can pull this out, and toddlers, I read to my toddler all the time. She loves books. So can look at this, and it's just a much more efficient way, and I don't have this giant poster in the way. So I like that. So I just marked that page, and we will sing the ABCs. Even with my oldest, he kind of, he gets into it as like a little teacher with the kids. And then I have it marked, I think this is where we were, maybe. I think that's usually what I did, but I feel like we got further than that. But oh, no. That's why I marked it. This has numbers to 10. And so then I can show my 4-year-old this, and he can point to the numbers, and it just helps with counting and number recognition and all that. So I like that about this book. But then we just go through and we read the different nursery rhymes. And I just think nursery rhymes are classic and fun, and some of them are funny. There was one that was like our favorite that I had the kids memorize. I wonder if they still remember it. It's this one. Penny and Penny. It'll be good to try to quiz them at the beginning of the year, see if they remember it. Penny and Penny, laid up will be many. Who will not save a penny shall never have any. So I liked that one a lot and then there's this guy counting his pennies. It's cute. I like this one because it's talking about saving, and so I think that's cool, and it just sounds good, and it's really short and sweet and to the point. So I love nursery rhymes. I don't know, it's kind of my thing. So, and this book's so like smooth and satisfying. I love books. So that's probably part of why I love morning time, is because I love books, I love my kids, I love doing something all together. So anyway, then for our Bible, we have a few things for Bible. So last year we were reading from this Family Time Bible in Pictures. This is from the Sunlight Tea as well. And so we got to here, page 118. So we still have a good amount left because, you know, like I said, last year was I don't know if I mentioned it yet in this video, but I've mentioned it in many videos. My son had a bowel obstruction, was in the hospital for 2.5 months. So it was a crazy year last year. So we didn't finish this. So we're going to finish this. And even my oldest listens to these stories. They're short and concise, and they have some cool pictures in them. And so I don't think that hurts anyone. It's just a good reminder of some of the stories from the Bible. But the pictures are like beautiful. Like, so beautiful. So this is a really good, simple Bible. So we read from that. As like a Bible study that we are going to do as a family is we're going to do our 24 family ways. We did start this last year, so I haven't had experience with it. I think honestly, I'm going to let my 2 little ones go at this point when we're doing this, because it does take a minute. I mean, it's not super long, so that's why I think we can do it during our morning time. But it takes a minute, and it's just more complex, like discussion and thought, and we read from the Bible, like the actual Bible and everything. So this will be for my 2 older ones, but I would love to get through this year. And then we also have the Answer Books for Kids, Volume 1. So my hope is that we can just read like a page a day from this year and just kind of talk about it. And then I have the September and Co. What are these called? These are Character Matters. Everyday Moments, Teachable Truths. So character, and what is this one? Yeah, they're both just characters. So it's a little card on this ring, which I think keeps it nice and organized. And this one like talks about diligence. That gives the definition: working carefully and persistently at my tasks. How can I be more diligent? I can not be distracted, take time to listen, do a job correctly and thoroughly, finish and I start and not give up. So we'll just go through, and then there's a Bible verse. So we'll just go through like one of these a day-ish. And this is also something that's more for like my older 2. So, but I really like these. And some of this stuff, if I feel like when I'm doing the morning time, if I feel like it's too much, I may put it during dinner. We read the Bible and stuff during dinner as well. It's just a good time during or maybe I'll do it even during lunch. It's a good time when the kids are eating to kind of got a captive audience to do stuff like that. And then on here I have this. This is my mindfulness workbook. Simple practices to help build mindfulness and resilience. And you can wipe it clean with a pen, so you can use like a dry erase marker. This is from Target. I also have the growth mindset one, and I think these are really cool. I like doing this kind of stuff with my kids. These kind of like fun activities. It could be like a journaling activity we do that day, like thankfulness jar. So I could have them, you know, maybe one of the kids would get to use this, but I feel like they would fight over it. So I might just have them draw a jar in their notebooks, and then what are you thankful for today? Draw things you're thankful for in the jar. Or this one says things I love. So another day we can do things I love. What do you love? Draw the people and things you love in the heart. So how are you feeling? Drawing how you're feeling that day. So I just think that these things are so important. Like, this is an important life skill, and things that you don't get in public school. Like, you don't get to talk about the Bible in public school. You don't get to talk about mindfulness or growth mindset. So I'm really excited to do this with the kids. It's like a little fun journaling activity in the mornings. And then I also just threw this in here into my basket. I don't know if we'll do this during morning time necessarily, but this is the complete cookbook for young chefs. And I'm going to be going through this with my oldest and I'm sure my younger ones. They love to cook with me already. Like, they already cook with me a ton. So I'm sure they'll want to be a part of this, but talks about getting started in the kitchen, understanding the symbols in this book. So there's different symbols, how to use the recipes, 4 secrets to success in the kitchen. So my plan is decoding kitchen speak. So understanding what things mean, like whisk, beat, whip, scrape, mince, chop, zest. So my hope with this is that we will just read like a page a day or so, and then eventually get into some hands-on stuff of actually cooking things. But there's some really cool instruction on, you know, I remember, I mean, it takes an easy, like when I'm, you know, it takes an easy Google search, but I remember like when I was first learning to cook as an adult, because no one taught me as a kid, I didn't know what mince meant, you know, and so I would have to look it up, which is fine, but I feel like having confidence in the kitchen is something that is so essential, and I feel like if I can give my kids that confidence where they know they have that knowledge of what to do in the kitchen, then the transition of cooking for themselves as an adult will be a lot easier. And then I want them to just know how to have like a healthy, balanced diet and everything. So I think that this book is going to be really fun. I already had this. I bought this years ago, never used it. So now I'm going to have it in the morning basket and I'm going to use it. And then the last thing I have in here, but then I have some extras to show you guys for fun, but is About Time. This is just a fun book that talks about time and like the start of, you know, the clock and all of that. Candle clocks and lamp clocks were also used in the Middle Ages, whatever. So when we talk about time, for my first grader, I thought it would be fun to some days just read like a couple pages from this. Okay, so those are the things that are in my morning basket, but I thought I'd show you guys some extras just as an ideas for you guys. 101 famous poems. I think this could be a really good one for like, you know, older kids, elementary. This is a great book. And then my first hands-on Bible. I do think we're going to use this, but probably at lunchtime. This is really fun because it has like activities for the little ones to do, like jumping up and down type of things while we read our Bible stories. Creative arts and crafts projects from the Good and the Beautiful. We're going to be using this to do like art projects this year. Whenever we get a chance, I'm going to reference this. So that's something fun. And then also Shel Silverstein's. This is old. This was my copy as a kid. But he has some great poems in this book as well. So when we finish our poetry, we are going, because we already started that last year, so I'm sure we will. Then we will move on to these, like a more younger kids poetry and more older kids poetry. And I'll just read both because it's good for them, for both of them. So, and then once we finish that other Bible, we might move into this one, or I'll do this one at lunch. I haven't totally decided, but I think actually that's smarter. Once we finish that Bible, we'll do this one for fun. And then of course we read from the actual Bible with other things like our 24 family ways, and we read from the Bible at dinner time. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. That really supports my channel. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you next time. Bye.